Good morning, everybody. I just had a very strange experience. I do have two granddaughters. They are American citizens. They are living in San Francisco, and the eldest is 5 years old. And we are used to Skype with each other, for the distance is a bit long, so to say. So every Sunday afternoon we are Skyping, and I can assure you it's more fun for the grandma than for the granddaughters, but it happens. And at a certain moment, the 5-year-old granddaughter is asking me, "How old are you?" And I said, "I'm 72. And she said, "And you are still alive?" And I can assure you, I am still alive and I'm in the fighting spirit, and I'm taking the example of President Napolitano as a good example. And if we could make a deal, and I'm delighted to be back for my, my memory of last year was indeed impressive with your audience. If we could make a deal, and the deal is I'm in the fighting spirit, and I need fighters, and I need no bureaucrats. If you could join me and share me in the fighting spirit, then we are doing a great job. For it is needed. We all are aware that our economy is in a bad shape. We all are aware that our unemployment is far too high, but especially the youth unemployment. And when somebody is asking me, what is your real worry talking about Europe? It is the youth unemployment. And I'm always getting emotional when I'm touching upon that issue. Why? Because if you are faced with figures of 41% in your country, youth unemployed people, if you are faced with 63% in Greece, 61% in Spain, and a bit lower, but also far too high in other member states in Europe, then you are facing a generation that is nearby a lost generation. If we can't solve that problem of the youth unemployment, of just getting the economy in good shape again, then we are facing a lost generation. And do we realize what a lost generation means for a democracy? Do we really know what is at stake when you are talking about a generation that doesn't have reasons for starting a family, and not talking about reasons, but don't have real issues to start such a thought, or just a thought about where to live? If we can't solve that problem, we are really facing a problem. And every citizen and every politician is involved in this. And that is why I want to make a deal with you, my fighting army, together with the digital champion, together with a government that is aware how important the digitization is, and how important it can be to use this instrument. We save a severe economic crisis, one with devastating effects, and I touched upon the youngsters. Fixing this isn't just an academic debate. It is about helping those without jobs, those without certainty, those without hope. And in fact, there is much we can do by looking at the future, thinking about it, preparing it, and investing in it. Investing in tomorrow's growth. Without doubt, that growth lies online. It lies online, and it was explained by the digital champion. The web is a vibrant forum for innovation and for growth, and a significant boost to performance and productivity. Are you aware that only in the last couple of years in Europe, 700,000 jobs were created by app developers? So it is there. We can just fill in. And from socializing to learning the latest news, from logistics to financial transactions, from transport to tourism, big data to cloud computing, Today, there are few activities untouched or unapproved by digital tools. And the internet, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, creates 5 jobs for every 2 lost. So that is win. That is really win. 10 percentage points where broadband boost grows by 1 to 1.5%. And soon 90% of jobs will require digital skills. And that is why your country, Italy, and rightly you are proud of Italy, Italy needs to start taking connectivity seriously. Yes, it stands. Just 14% of Italian homes have coverage by fast, next-generation broadband networks. And that figure, the 14%, about a quarter of the EU average, puts Italy in last place among the EU. Is that acceptable? No. Meanwhile, 37% of Italian adults have never used the internet. And that is a big letdown to the Italian people. But there is a huge opportunity if the country can catch up. The ICT sector includes some of the biggest companies in the world. We are aware of that. Yet, of those global giants, none are from Europe. By the way, not anymore. The fact is, we have lots of top talent and lots of great ideas, but far too often, ideas that start in Europe don't stay in Europe. Like Glency, an Italian startup, last year bought up by Facebook and packed off to Silicon Valley. And to fix that problem, we need the right supporting ecosystem, especially broadband. Broadband, the 21st century infrastructure that underpins connectivity. Those networks can only be provided by a strong and healthy telecom sector. And yet today, providers cannot easily work as integrated single market operations. They are reduced to rent-seeking in protected national markets, blocking new ideas and relying on outdated, unsustainable revenues. Rather, we need a sector that looks forward to face the future, a sector that offers plentiful fast broadband and innovative services, a sector that invests and innovates for tomorrow. Altogether, a single market in telecommunications could be worth 110 billion euros a year. And world-class digital infrastructure could boost productivity growth by 5%. Why are we waiting? It's time to bring down the barriers within our own single market. And then we start, and we can start, to see growth in this sector, stimulate growth in the entire economy, making it easier for operators to work across borders. We don't have borders anymore, only in the telco sector. Isn't it crazy? With more consistent access to fixed networks, better rules on spectrum, so more Europeans get fast wireless broadband, new rules on Wi-Fi, giving more chances to connect, and fairer prices, like for calling and texting across Europe. Because removing artificial borders is exactly what the EU is here to do. An end to blocking, an end to throttling online services, allowing new specialized online services only if they don't slow down the internet for everyone else. Better consumer rights, like to ensure you get the internet speed and quality you pay for, so you can switch providers without hassle or high costs. And that is our proposal for Connected Continent. Much of the response to it, positive and negative, has focused on our proposal to bring about the end of roaming in Europe. Telcos, in particular, are lobbying fiercely for those rip-offs to stay. By the way, if they are coming up over for a cup of coffee, they are saying, Neelie, right you are. But outside, they are saying, stick to the line we have. So I want to clarify a few points with you. Number one, our proposal is not based on mandated price caps. Don't believe them who are saying that. Rather, it encourages new pan-European deals onto the market. If any market player is fighting against a voluntary market-based mechanism, you have to ask yourself, why do they fear competition? Second, they claim that roaming rip-offs help investment. To be quite open to you, I don't see that. They have not led to significant investments in recent years. And I can't believe they ever would. So I'm facing them and saying, why, when roaming is still there, why aren't you investing like you are saying you should if I keep off the roaming? Why would you invest in the new networks that support innovative services if you can make fast money from roaming? Come on, I'm not naive. I'm Dutch. I'm straightforward, getting to the point. And in fact, investors want to see business plans that are sustainable and forward-looking. And that is my third point. Roaming isn't sustainable. No business model based on irritating your consumers and customers could be. For that, the telco sector is not yet aware that their biggest enemies are their clients. Even market analysts are saying that. So let's not look backwards to yesterday's cash cows, but forward to tomorrow's opportunities. Tomorrow's opportunities are based on data. Completely based on data. Innovative, tailored services from a competitive, dynamic market. A market that doesn't face borders and barriers, but that benefits from the single market boost. For every company trying to do business between multiple sites, every business user taking their phone abroad, every citizen wanting seamless connections to the open internet. They all enjoy the single market. They all need the networks and framework to match their ambitions. And that is what our proposals are all about. Ensuring the networks that underpin a vibrant digital single market and a competitive economy. And I'm glad Italy is taking this seriously, placing digitalization at the heart of the political agenda, with a new digital agency for Italy and a great digital champion, Francesco Caio. You are absolutely top. And you, yeah, and I'm not often saying that. A couple more of them and I would be more relaxed. This is an opportunity for Italy to turn the corner, strengthen existing talents, and find new ones. The EU is putting the tools at your disposal. And over the last 7 years, Italy has already programmed 1.6 billion to ICT projects from the EU structural funds. But as it stands, there isn't enough capacity to plan and implement ICT and broadband projects. And that is a major obstacle for Italy to address. And I was discussing it with your minister, and I really appreciate his openness and his awareness. And we should do it together, the government of Italy, the digital champion, Mr. Caio, and you, the entrepreneurial spirit of Italy, and the Commission. We should resolve those issues, strengthen that planning, and you can take full advantage of new EU structural and investment funds, for which ICT is a priority area. And you will be removing a major barrier to innovation, productivity, and growth. And that's an opportunity you can't miss. For centuries, you proved that craftsmanship is your main and biggest issue. And you did a marvelous job. Why not taking that same spirit centuries ago, why not taking that today in that digital translation? We are supporting through legislation too. We have put forward proposals on e-identification to cut the cost of broadband rollout, to ensure secure and resilient networks and systems, and open data, as well as an ambitious cloud computing strategy. Plus, we are supporting digital skills for the future. And I'm glad again that Italy is taking this quite serious. So, better infrastructure in schools, shared learning resources, and more use of ICT in teaching. And with several Italian pledges to our grand coalition for digital skills. What was already said, EU leaders this week together will discuss our proposals. And I'm delighted, ladies and gentlemen, Italy is recognizing the importance of the area, the size of the opportunity on offer, and that your government, Prime Minister Letta, will support our proposals for Connected Continent. The most progressive, creative, and dynamic in Europe can see this opportunity too, and they are calling for change. It is time for change. We have to go for it. I need more fighters. I need less bureaucrats. We need a profound structural reform where Mr. Caio was referring to. If you are joining the team, then we will make it. And just mind my words, then Italy will get up and be a proposal where we can just hook on and say that is a good answer to our serious problems. Thank you.